My name is Karen Andries-Fable. I'm a mother of two, a boy and a girl, ages 32 and 28. Two beautiful children. I love them so much. This young lady is Miss Alicia Boston. She's my assistant to the metalwork engineering department. And she's a mother of four also, and a wife. And so she is qualified as a shop assistant and a qualified teacher. And so therefore, our expertise can take her various places. She has the experience and the qualification.
Good day, everyone. Message to the mothers. Being in the engineering field or metalwork engineering or even having a trade is important to life. It can take you a long way. You don't have, it's difficult as a mother having four children to take care of, but you can also study and become something great in life. It doesn't matter how much children you have, what trials you have, but be encouraged, study, have a trade, and be somebody in society. So this is my advice to you. Keep focused and do what you think is best for you. So study a trade, anything, welding, plumbing, mechanical engineering, anything, and you will be somewhere in life.
I am in this area, this trade area, for a number of years, almost 37 years. Come September 14th, will complete 37 years. Now I choose this path mainly because of financial constraint with my parents. I had a tough time in school. I went to multilateral secondary school and I had to make a choice, school or trade school. And so I chose trade school. Why? At that time, my parents could not afford it. Exam fee, CXC fee. And I remember clearly that I stayed at home one term because I hadn't uniform. And my motivation come from there, you know what? I got to get up, and because it was 9 of us. And it's not easy looking 18I. I remember clearly when I first entered this training institution in 1987. We had to do all the courses. And because I didn't really like studying, I failed the exam. And you know what? We didn't get paid for 3 months. I know we with money, right? And so from then, I developed an attitude of studying. I didn't like studying at all. So that experience made me learn to study. And you know, with that, since that time, I've never failed an exam. I stay motivated to work because of my commitment. I want to be independent. I committed to be independent because of my challenges I had as a young teenager growing up. I work with a plan. I'm not perfect, but I work with a plan. And as I mentioned to you earlier, with that experience with failing the exam, I developed a plan. And that is what is taking me through right up to today. Planning. And as a mother, I plan out. I assist my children with the schoolwork, foot, everything see it done, home chores. And as a mother, and now I'm married for 23 years, I still have that same dedication. The advice I would give to young people, especially young women. Some women, young women, you tell them about doing a trade, it's like you're bringing them down. The nails and these type of things. If they do get this job or fall into this career, they end up in relationships. So my advice to them, I would tell them, you're here, you want to learn a trade, focus on your outcome. Set up objective. Plan. Meet your object. Every time you set out objective, don't fall into, yes, we know we live in a society, boys meet girls, girls meet boys. But one of the things you need to do is to keep your head above. Focus on what you come to do or you're here to do and move on. Young women always find themselves, I had challenges, right? But I am thankful that I kept a level ground. And I won't say proud of myself, but I'm happy how I related to those men that I came into contact, right? Because most places I work, I was the only female mechanic, and that made me strong. Everybody looks out to me. I had no relationship with my workmates. We went out, we do all sort of things, but no intimate relationship. I would have trained myself to meet these challenges. And let me tell you something. It wasn't easy. Men, we would say, ask to have relationship. I make dates, but I never turn up. Because remember, I would have trained myself to be disciplined and respectful at workplace. Another thing too, I remember at the workplace, one of them men get me so angry, and I let go all the explicit that I could remember. And a young man turned and he called me, said, Miss Fable, come. So, yeah. He said, you see that, how you answer this? Man, never again you do that. You're bringing yourself down. And you want me to lose respect for you? And since that day, because I was angry, he said, you have better words in your vocabulary. And I applaud him. I didn't argue with him. And I would never forget. That is why I can tell you about this. So the challenges was great as a female, but I had to hold out. And I believe one of the things that kept me too is my belief. I'm a Christian. I'm not perfect. But I'm a Christian, a Bible-believing Christian, and I believe I use some of those principles at workplace. When it comes to the metalwork engineering department, among all the trades, one of the things you've got to know is calculation. Calculation. And you know, some of them run from the high school because maths, but when they come in, so for example, in metalwork engineering, you know what you have to do? Things like simultaneous equation, Pythagoras theorem, and trigonometry. Why? You would have noticed we make something called a plumb bob, and that has a conical shape. You have to calculate that to make it on the machine, that point, that angle. How are you going to do it? You can call the foreman when you go out in the real world of work? No. And so in this field area, you must know to measure, calculate, and read. So I would say to you also, it's a no when person say, man, my son is doing well in school, he's doing good with the hand. Your brain's got to go and learn a trade, go to GITC. GITC is a no place for that. You must have knowledge of something. Yes, I have had experience with trainees who they know to read. It put pressure upon you. But at the end of the day, they were successful because of work. Yes, I'm a qualified teacher, graduated from CPC. Years ago, we used to call this metalwork engineering fitting and machining. Now, because competency base has been introduced in Guyana, this is a carbon something and international. We now call it metalwork engineering. There are a lot of persons who are not aware of metalwork engineering. They don't know fitting and machining. But I'll say this to you. In the industry, they always need the fitter and machinist. Why? Because you always have to make a part. Bolts or not. things that you may not be able to purchase in the store, in the hardware store, you make it. And I see this trade area as useful for tomorrow's future. Why? And I'm also, technology has been on the increase, modernized. And so you find that now we're using computerized machine. How are you going to use it? You have to have some kind of knowledge about operating computer. Scale, calculation, again, so we run back. And so this is what the industry are looking for. Today, I received a message from GAFU who wants some graduates to be employed at their company from the engineering field. Right? So I want to encourage persons, metalwork engineering, you cannot lose. As a matter of fact, no trade area, you can't lose. One of the things also you do in metalwork engineering, and it is compulsory, you have to know to weld. And yes, I do the theory in welding. I do the theory in welding, and they go across. I'm a qualified welder, but I don't have the equipment in here, so we go to the welding shop to do the practical, right? So that I would encourage persons to learn a trade. If I'm in it for 37 years, why you can't do it? I want to encourage mothers to be more independent. Don't sit back and say, I'm dependent on John. Get up and get as a mother. Provide. Even though you may have some kind of provision coming from somewhere, you still provide. Be independent. And as a mother in the field, I want to encourage you to go out there, learn a trade. Be successful at everything you want to do. Set goals. Set goals to achieve. Work towards it with tireless effort. And you know what also? As mothers, we know it calls for sacrifice. Do that sacrifice to maintain a good standing in society. You don't have to be rich, but respectable as a mother in society. And don't say that it can't happen. It will happen. As we know, perseverance, hit a hammer right, boy, hit it on its head. Strike with all your might while the iron is red. You have the strength. Mothers out there, go get involved in something that would benefit you.